Have you ever wondered about the origins of one of the most significant and expansive empires in ancient history, the Achaemenid Empire? This grand empire, also known as the First Persian Empire, was established by a man who was as enigmatic as he was powerful, Cyrus the Great. Cyrus was not only a skilled military leader, but also a benevolent ruler. He was known for his strategic acumen, leading his armies to victory after victory, and laying the foundations of an empire that would span across continents. Yet it was not just his military might that set him apart. Cyrus was a visionary, a man who understood the value of diversity and unity. In an era characterized by conquests and subjugation, Cyrus chose a path of respect and tolerance. He respected the customs, traditions, and religions of the peoples he conquered. He did not impose his own beliefs or practices upon them. Instead, he allowed them to continue practicing their faiths and living their lives as they had before. This policy of religious tolerance was not just a strategic move to maintain peace within his vast empire, but also a reflection of his character. This enlightened approach is beautifully encapsulated in the Cyrus cylinder, a clay cylinder inscribed with the achievements and benevolent policies of Cyrus the Great. Often considered an early declaration of human rights, the Cyrus cylinder stands as a testament to Cyrus's enlightened rule and to the ideals that underpin the Achaemenid Empire. The founding of the Achaemenid Empire in the 6th century BC marked the beginning of a new era. Under Cyrus and his successors, the empire would grow and prosper, reaching heights of power and influence that were unprecedented in the ancient world. And so the stage was set for an empire that would span continents, cultures, and centuries. With its foundations firmly in place, the Achaemenid Empire was poised to rise, to expand, and to leave an indelible mark on the pages of history. This was just the beginning, the intriguing start of an empire that would shape the course of civilizations for centuries to come. From its humble beginnings, the Achaemenid Empire rapidly grew to become the largest empire the world had ever seen. Under the visionary leadership of Cyrus the Great, the empire began its expansion, extending its influence far beyond the confines of Persia. Cyrus, a skilled military leader and a benevolent ruler, believed in respecting the customs and traditions of the conquered peoples, a policy that undoubtedly facilitated the empire's growth. Following Cyrus's death, his successors continued his legacy of expansion. Foremost among them was Darius the Great, whose reign marked the zenith of the Achaemenid Empire. Under Darius, the empire stretched from the Indus Valley in the east to Egypt and parts of Greece in the west, and from the steppes of Central Asia in the north to the Persian Gulf in the south. In terms of landmass, the empire was unparalleled, dwarfing even the grandeur of the Roman and Macedonian empires that would follow. The empire's territory was a melting pot of diverse cultures and peoples, from the ancient Egyptians and Greeks to the Babylonians and Indians. This vast expanse encompassed modern-day Iran, Iraq, parts of Anatolia, which is modern-day Turkey, Egypt, parts of the Levant, and even parts of Greece and India. Such vastness was a testament to the military prowess and administrative acumen of the Achaemenid rulers. Yet the empire's expansion was not merely about territorial gain. It was about creating a global community, a vast network of cultures and civilizations that could learn from each other and thrive together. It was about fostering mutual respect among diverse peoples, about nurturing a civilization that was far ahead of its time. Indeed, the sun never set on the Achaemenid Empire. Its expanse was not just measured in miles or kilometers, but in the myriad of cultures it encompassed, the lives it touched, and the legacy it left behind. The Achaemenid Empire was not just an empire. It was a world unto itself, a world that continues to inspire and fascinate us to this day. But how did such a vast empire maintain order and cohesion? The answer lies in the Achaemenid Empire's highly organized and efficient governance. Picture an empire stretching over millions of square miles, divided into neat provinces known as satrapies. Each satrapy was governed by a satrap, or governor, appointed by the king himself. This system allowed for a level of local control while maintaining the overarching authority of the Persian king. This efficient governance didn't stop at administrative divisions. The Achaemenid Empire was also home to an extensive road network, known as the Royal Road. This was no ordinary path, but a lifeline that connected the vast empire, enabling swift communication and facilitating trade. The Royal Road was a testament to the empire's commitment to connectivity and unity. It was also home to the empire's postal system, allowing messages and goods to travel at an unprecedented speed for the time. Yet the Achaemenid Empire was more than just a model of efficient governance. It was a place where cultural diversity thrived under a policy of religious tolerance. Despite the vast array of cultures and beliefs within its borders, the empire's rulers generally allowed their subjects to practice their own faiths. This enlightened approach fostered peace and harmony within the empire's territories, encouraging cooperation among its diverse peoples. This respect for different cultures was more than a mere policy. It was a reflection of the empire's core values, as embodied in the Cyrus cylinder. This clay cylinder, inscribed with the benevolent policies of Cyrus the Great, is often seen as an early declaration of human rights. It encapsulates the Achaemenid Empire's commitment to enlightened rule, respect for cultural diversity, and the dignity of all its subjects. In an era often characterized by conquest and domination, the Achaemenid Empire stands out. It wasn't just the impressive expanse of its territories, nor the might of its armies. Rather, it was the empire's commitment to efficient governance, respect for cultural diversity, and the dignity of its subjects that truly set it apart. The Achaemenid Empire was a beacon of enlightened rule in an era of conquest and domination. Yet, even the greatest empires must face challenges and eventual decline. The Achaemenid Empire was no exception to this rule. In the 4th century BC, invasions by Alexander the Great, a young and ambitious Macedonian king, marked the beginning of the end for the Achaemenids. Alexander, with his well-trained army and innovative military strategies, swept through the empire. His conquests were swift and decisive. The Achaemenid Empire, which had stood strong for over 2 centuries, began to crumble under the weight of Alexander's relentless onslaught. By 330 BC, the once mighty Achaemenid Empire had succumbed to Alexander's forces, marking the end of an era. But the decline of the Achaemenid Empire was not the end of its story. Far from it. For even in its decline, the empire left a lasting legacy that would shape the course of history in the region. The administrative systems of the Achaemenids, their road networks, and their ideas of governance did not simply disappear with the fall of the empire. Instead, they were adopted and adapted by the empires that followed. The Parthian and Sasanian empires in Persia, as well as the Seleucid Empire, all drew inspiration from the Achaemenids. These elements of Achaemenid rule became a blueprint for governance, a model that would be used by empires for centuries to come. But the Achaemenid Empire's influence extended beyond governance and infrastructure. The empire's policy of religious tolerance, respect for cultural diversity, and its enlightened rule, as embodied in the Cyrus cylinder, set a precedent for future empires. These values, these principles of rule, would echo through the annals of history, influencing not only the region but the wider world as well. The Achaemenid Empire may have fallen, but its legacy lived on. Its decline marked the end of one chapter, but the beginning of another. The Achaemenid Empire, in its rise and fall, left an indelible imprint on the canvas of history, a legacy of enlightened rule, cultural diversity, and efficient governance that would continue to shape the world long after its fall. The Achaemenid Empire was not just a political and military power. It was also a rich source of art, culture, and notable historical figures. The cultural contributions of the Achaemenid Empire were vast and varied. Achaemenid art, for instance, is renowned for its intricate and elaborate designs. The motifs often featured animals, mythical creatures, and even human figures, a testament to the skilled craftsmanship of the artisans of that time. The empire also left behind a rich architectural legacy, with grand palaces and monumental structures that still inspire awe today. In terms of language, the official tongue of the empire was Old Persian. However, true to the empire's spirit of diversity, the administration also utilized other languages. Aramaic, Elamite, and a host of other regional languages were used in various parts of the empire, reflecting the linguistic diversity of its subjects. Perhaps one of the most significant cultural artifacts from this period is the Cyrus cylinder. This clay cylinder, inscribed with the achievements and benevolent policies of Cyrus the Great, is often considered an early declaration of human rights. It serves as a symbol of the enlightened rule of the Achaemenid Empire, embodying principles of tolerance and respect for all. And who can forget the notable figures that emerged from this empire? One such figure is Xerxes I. Known for his military campaigns, notably the invasion of Greece, Xerxes' reign was marked by a series of significant wars and conquests. His actions, particularly the famous Battle of Thermopylae, have been immortalized in history and popular culture, reminding us of the empire's military prowess. Cyrus the Great, the founder of the empire, also stands out as a figure of benevolence and tolerance. His policies, as inscribed on the Cyrus cylinder, showcase an early understanding of human rights, setting a precedent for future leaders and empires. Thus, the Achaemenid Empire leaves behind a rich tapestry of history, culture, and legacy that continues to fascinate us today.